The OKC Thunder take care of business, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are looking a little fraudulent. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go to get into it for today, y'all. We're going to start off with the last one today. That's what we're going to make the last one the first one today because we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. I don't know how else to word this, man. Are the Cleveland Cavaliers frauds, or were the Indiana Pacers just slept on a little bit? What is the answer here? Right now, make no mistake about it. The Indiana Pacers being up 3-1. The Cavaliers were missing for 2 out of the 4 games in the series. They were missing 3 of their key pieces on this roster, but you got to look at it. This was the second game now with the Cleveland Cavaliers having everybody back healthy, and unfortunately, they could not get it done. The Indiana Pacers won this game outright. When you look at it, they scored 38 points, 38 in the first quarter and 42 in the second quarter, while only giving up 16 points in the second quarter of this game. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers go on to win the third and fourth quarters, but it doesn't matter at that point. It does not matter. The Pacers, I said it before, they came into this series with an amazing game plan in game 1. Game 2 went about the same way. Then the Cleveland Cavaliers came out in game 3 after adding all their players back, and the Indiana Pacers did what they did in game 1. They came up with a game plan that it just seemed like the Cleveland Cavaliers were not ready and prepared for. Rick Carlisle was coaching the hell out of this series, and I don't know what else to say about it. I don't know what else to say about it. A 28-10 run in the first quarter that goes from the 10-minute and 41-second mark all the way down to the 1-minute and 48-second mark. Then they open up the second quarter with another 10-0 run. The Indiana Pacers were they are playing so physical. And I don't know if maybe I was just undercutting them. That's what the point of the question is. Were the Pacers slept on, or the Cleveland Cavaliers frauds? I don't know. I would love to hear from you guys on this one because the Pacers have, if you just looked at the playoffs from these Pacers, you would think that they had one of the best records in the league. And yeah, they were a 50-win team, make no mistake about it. But they did this one in this game. Tyrese Haliburton only scored 11 points in this game. 11 of them. It's not like Tyrese Haliburton went off. It was 11 points from Tyrese Haliburton, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 26 minutes. Now, yes, Donovan Mitchell does go down in this game. He does not return. That is a thing. He only get 12 points from him. But the way, the physicality that this Pacers team is playing with, the intentionality that this Pacers team is playing with, like I said, I'd say maybe I was just tripping. I'll give it credit. Maybe I was just sleep on them a little bit. But that's crazy, man. That's crazy. We got CP in the building. Says Pacers have gotten injury luck 2 years in a row. Series would have went 7 if Cavs were healthy. I still give them credit for blowing the Cavs out, though. Yeah, but even if you're saying that it would have went 7, I still think that's probably more than most people would have given credit for how the season went, right? At least I think so. But hey, maybe I'm tripping on that one. C-Dub in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? What's the word, man?
Man, I was just asking the people, were we more sleep on the Pacers or the Cavs? Are the Cavs just that big of frauds? How you feeling, brother?
Oh man, I was not praying on the Cavaliers' downfall. I've been saying I just don't trust this team, especially with the leader being Donovan Mitchell being your leader, supposed team. First of all, when it comes to the X's and O's, I just thought they was too small of a backcourt with Donovan and Garland. And the other part of being Donovan is that he the leader of the team. And the coach, did you hear that coach Drip talk about Donovan Mitchell, Atkinson?
Yeah.
Did he seem kind of aggravated? I mean, it might have been because they just got their ass kicked.
I mean, let's let it calm down a little bit because I tell you what, if we got our ass kicked like that too, going down 3-1, I'm calling everybody some bitches. So I mean, he handled it better than I did, to be honest with you.
Like, bro, like that's a bad loss. Like, even though a loss is a loss in the playoffs, it only count as one. It only count as one. But to lose in that fashion, you still had Garland, you still had Donovan for the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you still have firepower on the floor, bro. You can't get in a game like this where you could have trying to even up this series. No.
Let me ask you this. So, we'll talk about the game some. How much chance, like the Cavs now, they can't lose any more games. They have to win 3 out of the next 3 games. They have to if they want to win this series. How much of a chance are you realistically giving them to do that? They were one of the best two-way teams in the league this season. Is there any chance do you think they have to get that done?
I feel like just being it, that's the NBA. I'm gonna give them a 10% chance of winning. Like they soul just got took in this game right here. They just took they soul. It's over. They done, bro. Like everybody got off 7 players in double figures. Look at the 3-point. They only hit 15 3-pointers. It ain't like they just went absolutely crazy from 3-point range. But the paint, 62 points in the paint to what they had like 30 or 32, 60 points in the paint to 32. They dominated. They babied them. They took their soul. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's done.
It's
just
done,
like that,
bro. It's over, bro. I'm done. It's next game is over, bro.
I mean, if you're the Pacers, you want to get it done next game, just because who knows how much the other series is, how long the other series is going to go, but you want to get it done. Don't even let them gain any momentum, like at all. Just let it get done. New York and Boston looks like it could possibly go 7 games. Get it done so you can start preparing. I said before you got on, the thing that's impressed me the most, not as far as on the court, it's the X's and O's. Rick Carlisle has had this Pacers team 100% prepared for whatever the Cavs done. They've seemed like the better prepared and the better coach team the entirety of this series for the most part.
And we shouldn't really be surprised about the Rick Carlisle. He's always been a magnificent coach. He already has a title. We all know the story between him and Doncic. He chose the way that he liked to play basketball, and he brought that to Indiana. And look how this team is compared to Dallas now. Dallas did go to the finals last year, but look at them now, and look at the Indiana Pacers. They was in this position last year. So Rick Carlisle is a hell of a coach, and especially when you come to X's and O's. Watch this man after a timeout. Watch this man draw up a play after halftime. It's genius.
I go so far as to say this: if Rick Carlisle didn't leave the Dallas Mavericks, Luka would still be a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah,
and by that I mean that yes, they had their attention, but I do think Luka, as he aged and progressed, would have realized that Rick Carlisle was pushing him the right way. And I go on to say that those physical problems that Nico Harrison quoted probably wouldn't have even been a problem.
You really think Luka would have come around and been babied? Like, I ain't gonna call it baby, but he coddled since he been in like playing professionally since a young team.
Because I think that Rick Carlisle would have been the first one to not do that for him.
Okay, I ain't gonna doubt that. Because
I'll say this: I think that I give the Dallas Mavericks a higher chance to win the title last year if Rick Carlisle was their coach. Same exact roster.
I agree. I can't dismiss that. Absolutely, bro.
I mean, but that's the woulda, coulda, shoulda part of this. The Cavs win this game without Tyrese Haliburton having a crazy game. Ben Mathurin gets ejected out the game. He only plays 1 minute for throwing a punch as well. I know Donovan Mitchell went down in this game too. Who impressed you the most this game? I know like the physicality overall as a team, but like if you had to pick one player on the Pacers that impressed you the most tonight, who was it?
Yeah, because I'm gonna give you a guy, but it was like a complete team, like ass whooping, like belt to ass. But I'm gonna have to say, what's my damn name? Miles Turner. It has to be it, bro. Miles Turner with these 3-point shooting. Like, I'm remembering Miles Turner when he first got in the league. He wasn't shooting no threes, bro. This man is looking, searching for the three, and he's stepping back into it like he a guard, bro. Miles Turner is definitely that guy for me.
Miles Turner has been shooting the 3 ball well in this series, man. I think Miles Turner is one of those guys too that I understand where a lot of people get frustrated with him, and like there was even time where Pacers fans in the season were like, we should trade Turner at the deadline. I can understand that, right? But he's one of those guys that when you really just step back and like objectively look at the player that he's turned into, it's hard not to love him, man. He's shooting the ball 57% from three this series, bro.
Bro.
In the series.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Perfect today for today with some bombs too. He's not just shooting right there. He a couple feet back, bro. Like this team, like we gotta. Why don't we respect Indiana like that? Because the in-season tournament, they went to the championship. We kind of like respect it.
Here's my thing. I can give you an answer because I've been thinking about this literally since the overrated thing. To me, it's Tyrese Haliburton. You know what it is? Tyrese Haliburton when he's on looks great, but the lows are low, bro. The lows are for a player that's considered a star level player, it's very low, bro. Like he has times where he completely disappears, bro. And that's for me why I've always looked at the Pacers like, all right, good. They're going to be a good regular season team, but I don't know if I'm going to trust them in the playoffs. But they've shown we got two, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 games where Miles Turner in this series has scored less than 15 points, and I believe they won both games.
No, Miles.
I said Miles. I meant Tyrese Haliburton.
Oh yeah.
Tyrese
Absolutely.
Haliburton. I believe so. I could be wrong on that, but I believe so. So it's to me, it's always been Tyrese Haliburton on why I look at the Pacers like they're a really good regular season team, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to get it over that hump and make it to a finals. I mean, and they still got to answer that. I want to be clear there. They still got to answer that. But this team has been playing so good, even when Tyrese Haliburton in the series is only averaging 14 points per game.
Yeah. But he got 2
game
winners. He got 2 game winners. Don't he got 2 game winners in this playoff?
In the playoffs, yes.
In the
playoffs, series 1, but yeah.
It's like I don't know what's going on, like, bro. I don't know why it's like me. I don't even want to give it to him, like, respect him like that, bro, because of that. It's the reason Haliburton, because he can go on these passive ass spells. Exactly. Well, he won't even be aggressive like you, the best player on the court, bro, of what you bring to the table, and he'll be passive and sit back. But the difference is Bennett mattering, bro. That's the difference. They didn't have him last season.
They ain't have him this game either.
They ain't having this in the game.
I love Ben Mathurin, bro. I've loved Ben Mathurin since he came in the league, bro. When he was a rookie and he was in that interview and he said, I don't know what y'all talking about. LeBron gonna have to show me. I was this is the type of kid I'm gonna love.
Yes, I'm always going for the guy that's gonna like bet on himself and think they the best player in the world, bro. That's why I love Anthony Edwards so much, bro. He's one of those type of guys.
That's a fact.
So this series is over.
Yeah, this series pretty much is over as well. Because I tell you what, if the Cavs win 3 games in a row, I'm going to be like, this is exactly why I doubted the Pacers. But I don't think that's going to happen. The Pacers, they just got to win one. They just got to win one. Rick Carlisle's going to have to win one. I hope it's the next one. Let's go ahead and get this done in 5. I want to read this comment from Immortal Beast before we move on and talk about the Denver Nuggets game. He says this: the answer to both true. That 15-0 start for the Cavs has carried them to the number 1 seed. Yes, they're a great regular season team, but the Indiana Pacers are the better team in the postseason. I mean, they've been better in the postseason so far. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can say that, but why these teams can't translate to the playoffs that well, bro? It's the leadership. It's the leadership. You follow your leadership, and that's why I never trust Donovan Mitchell, bro. I never, ever trust Donovan Mitchell.
That is hilarious. All right, let's switch to the next game before we get up out of here, man. OKC, they get a win tonight, 92-87, to tie the series up. This thing, bro, this game, I don't know, it felt like a 90s game to me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This felt like a 90s game to me. Like, there were times where the Denver Nuggets came back into this game, and it felt like, all right, the Nuggets are probably finna pull this one out. I know that they wanted this game. You definitely want to go up 3-1 if you can over the reigning Western Conference, where they have the best record in the Western Conference. They're not the champs yet. They weren't able to capitalize. OKC Thunder end up winning this game. You get 25 points from Shea in this game. No other player scores 20, but then you have 4 other players that score in double figures. Alex Caruso makes some important defensive plays overall in this game. But as it always is with the OKC, it's how they do it as a unit. How'd you feel about this game?
Yeah, man. This definitely took me back to the '90s with this type of game, and I love that type of basketball. So it was a treat for me. I didn't like 8 points in the first quarter.
That's
That's
crazy,
crazy.
bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, bro. 17 ain't nothing to be happy about neither, though. But 8 is nuts. But I'm just thinking about the two forces that's going at each other. Like, I look at the Thunder like supremely talented. Like they could probably go 1 through 12, but really 1 through 10.
Hmm.
They got some hoopers over there. Then you look at the experience of the Denver Nuggets. They champions. Uh, they really trying to draw off of that experience to beat this high powered team, and I think they've been doing a wonderful job to this point to have it 2-2, because
For sure.
they don't have the talent to be with this team, but the experience is keeping them in. I wonder how long that experience is going to last against supreme talent, because
Here,
they up against it.
here's the thing that I look at this as, and I asked this to one of the hosts of Locked On Nuggets, Swiper, but when we were on Locked On NBA, I want to throw this question to you. The longer that this series goes on, bro, the more I think that the OKC Thunder are going to pull it out. And the reason why, the Denver Nuggets only go 3 deep into their bench. They only play 8 players. That's it. They play 8 players. The Thunder play 10 players every single game. And so the longer that this series goes on, the more and more minutes you're putting on your starters. Whereas the OKC Thunder are like, yeah, we'll play Alex Caruso 28 minutes one game. He may only play 14 the next game. And then Casey Wallace is playing 30 minutes. Or Aaron Wiggins playing that 28 minutes. I think when you're able to keep your bench that fresh and the series go, because I do think this series is going to go 7 games. I think that it plays into the hands of the team that goes deeper into their bench. Or maybe I'm wrong on that. How do you
No,
feel?
no, no. I absolutely agree with you, and I actually want to piggyback on that. Like, this was a very bad loss for the Denver Nuggets, and I'm using your logic. Like, this is a winnable game for the Denver Nuggets, bro. And with your logic, the quicker they could have won this series if by getting this, and then you going back to Denver. It's in Denver the next game, right? They in Denver.
No, they're back in OKC next
Oh,
game.
they back in
It's game
OKC.
5.
Maybe you could go back to OKC and steal one. Maybe OKC, they still a young team. OKC, they still a young
Mm-hmm.
team. They just supremely talented. That's all it is. But the further this go on, I'm agreeing with you, Drip. The more it looked like OKC can overcome that experience, bro. This loss right here, they gonna pay for this loss right here. They gonna pay for
Yeah,
this one.
you need coming away from OKC where they won a game at. You needed to win both games at home when you go back to Denver to put yourself up 3-1. Now that it's all back even, that means the OKC Thunder have home court again. They have the home court
Yeah.
advantage in this. You got 3 games. 2 of those games are going to be in OKC. The different Nuggets, they're going to have to me, you must. Because I don't care the experience. I don't want to do a game 7 in OKC if I can avoid it. That crowd, how it gets
Oh,
into these games in a game 7,
yeah.
you ain't going to be able to hear yourself think.
I'm a decree it. Like, this is Denver's path to winning this series. They must win game 5, and you must win game 6. You must win 2 games in a row to beat this young, supremely talented team. Now, OKC, I mean, they can many different paths, but Denver, I'm just using your logic. They're gonna have to win the next 2 games, Denver, to win this series. I am not picking them to win in OKC like that. No
Yeah.
way.
And what OKC is doing to Jokic is like, while Jokic's stat line over the series looks great, I think one thing stands out. For a player that averaged 10 assists per game, he was second in the NBA in assists per game. He's only averaging 5 assists per game. In the series, the OKC Thunder are forcing the ball out of Jokic's hands, and that is completely disrupting their offense at times. And that's something to look out for as this series goes on. That it's win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Like whichever team could win one back to back, that may even never happen in the series. Who knows? But like that, Jokic has to physically impose his will. And right now, it does not feel like that's happening. It feels like the Thunder are making him think. They're making him pass the ball out. Alex Caruso did some really good things. They're keeping the ball out of his hands. And I just don't know how many games they're going to be able to win if Jokic isn't getting 10 assists per game, bro. You need him to get those 10 assists.
And shout out to the OKC coaching staff. They kind of take something away from Joker. And you just got to admit, if they've been doing that for this series, and they've
Yeah.
taken away his playmaking to an extent. Now, how does Joker? You guys, it's a chess game. How could you? Because that's what makes Joker him. It's not just going and dominating, scoring 40 points. It's scoring 40 points and getting 15 assists and 12 rebounds. That's Joker. It ain't just scoring. I don't even like his line today. I think it's like 27 and 7. That's regular. That's not the Joker.
It's been mad regular. What do you think he had? 13? Did he have 13 rebounds today?
Let me see. I have it here. He had 27 and 13 with 3 assists. Drip.
Yeah, see. He needs
that's not the Joker, bro. Yeah. That's not the Joker to me. Like, I don't know how they can do it, how they can get back to that. But they better find a way to bring the Joker back, because these young kids are way too talented to try to win without probably the best player in the world. So they need the best player in the world, bro.
That's a fact. All right, what I like to do with these before I get up out of here is preview the games tomorrow. We got Boston, New York, Minnesota, Golden State coming up tomorrow. Boston down 2-1 in the series. The game is at New York. Who you got pulling this one out, C-Dub?
I'm going to go Boston because I want a game 7. I think they back against the wall. They can't fall 3-1 to the Knicks. You cannot fall 3-1 to the Knicks, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. And they find themselves in the exact same situation the Cavs are in. But listen, the one thing that I've noticed about Boston in this series is that if the 3 ball's not falling, they ain't got shit. They're not attacking the paint. Yeah. They're not trying to get to the rim in the half court. If they can do it in transition, they're doing it. But in the half court, when things slow down, and I got to give credit to Tom Thibodeau. Much like I said with like Rick Carlisle, Tom Thibodeau has outcoached the shit out of Mazzulla so far this series. He's outcoached the hell out of Mike Mazzulla.
Yep, no doubt about it.
It's a must-win for Boston, but I'm going to bet on New York in this game, man. I think this is going to be a big Karl-Anthony Towns game in this one. I think Boston goes down 3-1 in this series, bro.
Oh, that means you think they out of there then. They ain't coming back from 3-1. Oh, my goodness.
Any team can go back from 3-1, I'll say Boston, because I believe that Boston, if they catch momentum three-point shooting-wise, I don't think they give it up again in this series. They just haven't caught the momentum.
Can I project just a little bit? Just a little bit? If they lose this fucking series, Boston, just go on and try it by yourselves. Y'all do it. Jalen, you go over there, and Jason, you stay, or you go over there.
You know what I think they're going to do? That. If they lose this series, I don't know if they trade either Jason or Jaylen Brown yet, but I do think just about every other role. Horford's gone. Yeah. I think Jrue Holiday's gone.
Most likely.
I think they change a lot of the role players around them if they lose this series, bro.
You got to switch that shit up after that, bro. You can't just lose in the second round like that. This type of team, bro.
I tell you what, though, if they make Jaylen Brown available, if I'm the Houston Rockets, I'm knocking at the door with all the first-round picks we got. Everything we got.
That's all they need.
Bro, if the Houston Rockets get Jaylen Brown, it's done.
Are they their favorites? They might be the favorites.
I mean, you got to see it how it comes together on the court. But I tell you what, man,
that's a 1-for-1 drip.
Yeah, because I don't think Boston's going to want to trade him to inside the Eastern Conference. So it means it's going to be a Western Conference team. The only Western Conference teams that I see that can put up the mixture of draft capital and young talent is either the Spurs or the Houston Rockets.
Oh my goodness. What would they have to give up to do that? I hope it's just Jalen Green.
So it'd probably be Green. No, they probably want Jabari Smith too. And probably 3 first-round picks. And I still don't know if that. And I'll be clear here. I still don't know if that gets it done. I'm just saying that's probably the best offer that they can put together.
Yeah, because Jalen worth like $300 million. God.
I'm just saying, bro.
300.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, that'll be a dope team, Drip. That'll be a dope squad.
Yeah. Let's Golden State, Minnesota. Golden State is down 2-1 in this series. Who you got winning tomorrow?
Come on, I need Minnesota. I love what I seen from my man Ant Edwards. I'm gonna ride with Minnesota. I told you in the beginning that I'm riding with him.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. No Steph. Not to say they have completely no chance with no Steph, but like if you're betting on, if I have to bet on either Draymond and Jimmy versus Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards with the way that they playing in these series, I'm betting on Ant. And listen, as much Ant is the leader, Ant is the alpha, but let's talk about Julius Randle in these playoffs, bro.
Hey, did you see we saw playoff Jimmy Butler last game, bro, and what Julius Randle do? Like, okay, I'm coming too. What you mean? We gonna be going at each other.
Julius Randle said, "Hey, that was cool, old man. Watch this."
Then I watch this. I'm bigger and stronger than you are.
Yeah, bro. Like it's been crazy. Julius Randle in this series is averaging 22 points, 9 assists, and
Yikes.
6.7 rebounds.
Wait. This is the same Julius Randle drip. 9 assists.
9 assists and a steal per game.
This is a new guy. Joe, are we watching a guy mature right in front of our eyes?
Bro, and this is why you say you can't count out play. Like, Julius Randle was 30 years old. Conventional thinking would tell you he is who he is. And throughout the season, you could he had to learn how to play with Ant, right? But once they learned it over like the last 25-ish or more games of the season, you saw a Julius Randle that was like, it's like he understand. To quote, what's his name? Lethal Shooter. I understand it now. Because, like, he like Julius Randle, when he needs to take players off the dribble, you're now seeing this intentionality where it's like, oh, no, I'm about to take you off the dribble, and you're either going to have to foul me or you're not big enough to stop me. So which would pick your poison?
And I will pass it.
Exactly. And I will pass it because my players are going to move. Like, it's crazy to say this, but I really think this is the best version of Julius. I know that he's had more highlight reel dunks. I know he's scored more. But as a complete basketball player, this is probably the best Julius Randle we've seen, bro.
And mature. Add that on. He's a mature man. I'm going to just say man. And I didn't think they would mesh drip when the season started. I just thought they would, and they would be in the same places, like they score from the same way. But it looks good. Mm-hmm. It looks good, bro. They complement each other really well, bro. Like one go, if one is hot, they'll keep feeding them. If the other one is hot, they'll find each other, try to get each other an open shot. Yo, they scary. It's new too. This is new.
Fact.
It's new.
That's a fact. Frank says, I think the Wolves are still playing sloppy basketball. Yeah, I mean, yes, there has been absolutely some sloppiness about it, but that's what the Warriors are trying to get them to do in this. They're trying to make this series ugly because that's what's going to help them get in this. And the Wolves are matching them, bro. The Wolves are and I'll tell you what, Dre's getting that suspension's coming up, bro. He's going to miss a game.
These leaders on these teams need to stop that.
The Draymond Green tactics ain't working against this Wolves team, and you can tell Dre's like, but I'm trying to get under Gobert's skin. And Gobert's like, all right, little nigga.
The Gobert playing is smart. He just hooping, though. Yeah, he just hooping.
He's just like, all right, bet we just out here playing basketball, which I got to give him much credit for, bro. But
yeah,
this has been a fun ass playoff.
It has. It's been the best in a while. Best in a while, probably 5-10 years. When was the last best one?
2000, either 16 or 18. I'm old now. I'll be mixing years up, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Still a long ass. That's 9 fucking years ago.
Yeah, bro.
Damn,
it's been a while.
It's been some good series, but it ain't been like in a totality.
Yeah, as far as like this, like it's every series is being crazy. Bro.
Yes, the ones that we wanted.
It is what it is. There. As of right now, who's your pick to make it to the finals? Who's your 2 teams to make it to the final?
I'm rolling. I said I'm riding with my man Ant. Okay, New York. Show me. I love doing the underdog thing.
So
I like doing the underdog
you're putting
thing.
Ant against his former team.
Yes, former coach. Let's go.
I mean, both Randall too.
Bro. Yes, go.
I got Pacers, Minnesota as it stands right now.
Pacers, Minnesota. That New York, Indiana. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, bro.
If we can get it.
We'll see. We got the draft combine going down tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay in tune with us for that. C-Dub, anything left before we get up out of here?
Oh, y'all stay in tune, man. These playoffs are heating up, bro. Heating up.
Absolutely. You guys can follow us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break